Hello, hello, hello. My name is Ashley Kirkwood with Speak Your Way to Cash. I help speakers land their first or next large speaking contract, and I'm so excited about it. I also, of course, myself am a speaker and a lawyer, and so I absolutely love what I do. I love helping the people that I help. I love seeing the growth that I see. And I'm going to be talking to you guys tonight about the relationship that I had to have before the revenue started to come in. So for those of you who don't know, we have some announcements, okay? Because if this is your first live of mine that you're joining or the first time listening to the podcast, welcome, 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 welcome. And if it is your first time and you're actually watching this live and not just listening to it on the podcast, then just drop first time in the comments. Just drop first time in the comments so I can personally welcome you. Now, here's the thing. Announcement time. Announcement time. I am knee deep in Speak Your Way to Cash planning. So if you've been following me for any period of time, you know that we are one day away as of today's date. We are one day away from all ticket sales ending for Speak Your Way to Cash Live, like all of them. Okay. And we are not extending. And so I came to you guys today. I'm in my athletic apparel for this, right? So I came to you all tonight in my comfy gear to give you guys this message because I know that it's really important. I know that it's impactful. And my prayer is that it helps some of you too. Because before I started speaking my way to cash, before I was running businesses, before I did millions of dollars in sales and all of that fun stuff, there was a relationship that I had. And you may be wondering, who was this relationship with that helped spur this success, that helped me land large speaking contracts, close six-figure deals, help the clients that I'm able to help. And lucky you, I'm going to tell you, because if you're here, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, then I consider you part of the Speak Your Way to Cash family. Okay. So I'm going to give you the information. My relationship, the relationship that I had to develop, that I had to hone in on, that I had to make sure was tight and right before I could see revenue coming in and before I could grow my speaking business and coach clients to doing the same, was my relationship with rejection. Okay. So some people may think that they need to be perfect before they start speaking their way to cash. They need to be flawless. They need to have all their stuff together. They need to know everything there is to know about landing large contracts, about speaking, about growing their business. And if they don't have all their ducks in a row, if they don't have everything lined up, they don't take action. And I'm telling you right now, if you have that mindset that I need to be 100% prepared, 100% ready, I can't take any risks, it has to all be lined up, it will not work. You've got to start doing things wrong. Okay? Like, it may not be perfect when you first start. And so for me, the biggest relationship that I had before the revenue, before things started to skyrocket and kick off in my business, was my relationship with rejection. Now, it is a natural human emotion to want to avoid rejection. It is a natural human emotion. So there's nothing wrong with you if you want to make sure everything is perfect before you put yourself out there. And to be honest, the more you prepare, the more confident you'll be in putting yourself out there. Right? That's the facts. But there's a fine line. There's a fine line. And for those of you that want to speak, particularly to corporate clients or collegiate clients, you're going to have to get comfortable with people telling you no. You have to be okay with people saying, this isn't good enough, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to work with you, or I don't want to do business with you. And the reason why most people are like deathly afraid of getting on sales calls, deathly afraid of putting themselves out there, extremely afraid of posting about their business or being told they post too much, or sending out emails and being told they email too much, or asking people to spend money with them. The reason why all of that is challenging for you, I don't know if it's challenging for y'all listening or watching, but it's challenging for a lot of people. And it was challenging for me before I had this good relationship with rejection. Now, a healthy relationship with rejection requires a few things. And we're going to get into three big things that it requires. Three big things that it requires. And before we get into those 3 big things that this relationship requires, and let's be clear. Once you have this relationship down, once your relationship with rejection is right and tight and you're good, like revenue, sky is the limit. The sky is the limit on revenue. And for all the 85 plus speakers we have joining us in Speak Your Way to Cash Live, we start with the mindset of all this stuff. We start with like, what is the mindset you need to send a 6-figure contract? We have a client working on a multi-6-figure contract, working on sending it. And she was sharing in our group how it was making her feel. Look, there is always going to, before you do anything big, before you take that next step, before you do the thing you know you're supposed to do, right? I feel like a real coach because I'm in like my sweats. I'm like, this is what you need to do. Before you do anything, there's going to be a physical reaction. There's going to be a physical feeling. It's like a physical resistance that you're going to feel. It's literally like some people have, like, I know for me, when I know I have to make a big decision and I know it's the right decision, but I'm like resisting making the decision. It's a physical thing. I can feel it in my neck. I get like real tense right here. I can literally feel my body resisting the next move that I need to make as though someone is pushing me back. But the truth of the matter is, when you have the right relationship with rejection, with failure, with fear, all those emotions, right? When you have the right relationship with it, you get stronger. You learn to push through it. If someone is pushing me back and I'm moving forward anyways, the reason I'm able to move forward anyways is because I have the strength to. Well, how does strength develop? Strength only develops if you work it, if you work that muscle. And that's the muscle that we have to start exercising and working if you want to land that next big contract. Because I can guarantee you, I have gotten hundreds of applications to work with us, and I read all of them. And one of the questions we ask is, what do you want to learn? Like, what's the one thing you want to learn? If you could learn anything, what's the one thing you want to learn? The thing that no one has ever put is, I want to learn how to be rejected and keep going. People never put that answer. I want to learn how to have a healthy relationship with fear, with rejection. I want to learn how to push through. People typically don't say that. And it could be that they just don't have that's just not the first thing on their mind. Now, what people do say, I want to learn how to make $100K. I want to make $100K a month. I want to make $200K a month. I want to land a $50,000 contract. I want to land a $60,000 contract. I want you to help me land the deal. What people don't recognize about being successful or landing large deals or landing large contracts is there is not a path from like, I have no idea what I'm talking about, to like, here is a 6-figure contract. It's not this linear. It's not like, all right, here's this one script, good luck. There are a variety of steps that come to not just landing the first contract, but also consistently getting those types of clients. And the truth of the matter is, that's not popular, that won't land you a lot of awards, it won't have you flooding with clients, is that it's not easy and it's going to take work. Now, there are some coaches that will claim, work with me and I'll get you your first paid gig within 5 days or whatever. Cool. Will you teach me how to sustain it? Because any fool can get a gig once. Let's just be clear, right? Like, you can get a gig once. Building a business is not about doing anything once. It's about having the sustainability to withstand the pressure. Because the pressure is coming. And if you don't feel pressure, you just haven't grown enough. The higher you climb, the more the pressure is coming. Pressure of having to terminate people, pressure of having to hire people, pressure of having to walk away from a bad client that represents a lot of revenue, pressure to have to make very tough decisions to close an arm of your business when it's profitable and doing well. Pressure is coming. And so the best thing you can do is learn how to consistently move through the pressure. And that requires you getting stronger, which requires you walking deeper into the waters that may just scare you. Here's why people typically don't. It's because of fear. And it's not just the fear of failing, because a lot of people talk about the fear of failure, but I want to debunk a myth. It's not the fear of failure, because if I applied for something and I don't get it, but nobody knew I applied, I can eat that. That's easy. I could be like, all right, bet. I didn't get it. And won't nobody know I didn't get it either. But when you start putting your dreams out there, when you start writing your dreams down, when you start saying, Ashley, help me land a 5-figure contract, help me land a 6-figure contract, help me learn to sell, because essentially that is what I'm teaching you. How do you sell? Help me learn to sell. Help me learn to thrive. Help me learn this. And then you start proclaiming, because we actually asked our attendees of Speak Their Way to Cash Live to proclaim that they're coming to the event. And on this proclamation frame that we gave them, it says, I am on my way to my next large corporate contract. We asked them to do that because once you start putting it out there for the world, there's a certain level of fire that is lit under you. So most people are not afraid of failing. They are afraid of failing publicly, and they're afraid of what people will say. And people hate rejection. They don't like dealing with it. I don't like being rejected. It's not that I like it. It's that I have a good relationship with it. So it's like when it happens, the way I view it does not derail my activity. I can push through the rejection. And some of you aren't getting large engagements because you're not asking for them. And you're not asking for them not because you don't know what to say, because you can figure out what to say, but it is because you have an unhealthy relationship with rejection. You have to have a healthy relationship with rejection before your revenue skyrockets. It is what it is. And there are some people that believe their business will miraculously grow, and that's great. The only thing about a miracle is, unless you're the one giving the miracle, it is very difficult to put a system to that miraculous happening. So that is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love a good miracle. I love a good, I don't know how this happened, nothing but the Lord. I love that. But at the same time, I want to make sure that there are some systems I have in place that I can repeat that are going to occur. I'm going to give God something to breathe on. You know what I'm saying? Give him a little something to work with. So you want to make sure that you have this healthy relationship with rejection so that you can achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. So you want a $50,000 contract. Great. We got to make sure you have a pitch. We have to make sure you know who you're targeting. We have to make sure you have a package to present to them. But at each point of that journey, there's going to be some fear that may come up for you. You got to send the pitch to people you don't know, who don't know you, and you don't know how they're going to respond. So you want someone like me behind you, like, no, that's normal. I didn't get it. How many people did you ask? 300? But 300 cold leads or warm leads? Because there's a difference. Well, they were cold. Okay, how many people responded to you? Oh, we got about 25% response rate. Wow, that's really good. It is? I can't believe that's good. They didn't buy nothing. Okay, well, for cold leads, like if you get 1% conversion, that's actually within the industry standard. Period. Like I know because I've done sales for so long, I know how to look at your numbers and be like, all right, this is right. You need to try a different pitch. You need to tweak this, but this is normal. And for most people, they just need to know that their efforts are not falling on deaf ears or that they're doing the right thing and that it's normal. So that's why you get coaching to get the information. But you still got to be the one to press send on those emails to get 300 rejections and keep going, to understand that that's not a lot if you're going to do the cold outreach method, and you want to diversify your methods because you don't want to have to pitch for every single thing you get. You also want to be attracting, but what attracts? Your content. So what are you putting out there for the audience to attract to what you're selling? There has to be a strategy behind that content that you're putting out. Like, what's the play? What's the play? What is the strategy, the intent behind what you're doing? And guess what? You could put out content that gets 0 likes that still lands you a large contract, that still grows your influence. But that rejection, you don't get any likes on it, so you take it down. You don't get any views on your live video, so you take it down. No one buys or no one shows up live when you're live, so you don't go live. You don't think anyone's reading your newsletter, so you stop sending it out. But what you need is stamina, and stamina comes from having a healthy relationship with rejection. Because when you have stamina, when you're like, all right, I don't care who reads this email. I don't care who shows up on this live. I have committed for the next 6 months to doing this every week, no matter what. So I'm doing it every week, no matter what, because I committed to it, because I know that my efforts are going in the right direction and they will produce, whether they produce now or they produce later. And what I love about content is I'm making this video right now, but there will be someone who watches this video next year and buys something from us. Undoubtedly. And I'm making a live video right now, but shout out to my Speak Your Way to Cash podcast fam, and shout out to Sergio, our podcast manager. It's also going to go on the podcast. So now, because I have all this content out there, we've done over 200 or 300 live videos that you can find on the internet. And because we have that, and because people can find us and people can Google us, I made some of those videos 3-4 years ago, but they're going to produce because I did them when nobody was watching. Why? Because I got a healthy relationship with rejection. And let's get into this rejection relationship, because I'm telling you, your relationship with rejection is tied to your revenue. So let's get into it. 3 things you're going to need to develop a healthy relationship with rejection. 1, you're going to need a healthy view. You're going to need a healthy view. And here's what I mean by a healthy viewpoint. When someone rejects what you're offering, they're rejecting your offer. They're not rejecting you, which means the better you get at making the offer, the less you'll deal with rejection. Okay? So it's not that they don't like me. It's not that they don't respect me. It's not that they don't want to do business with me. It's that they did not see the value in my offer. Now, when you have a healthy relationship with rejection and someone says no to your offer, you now no longer have to run as soon as they reject you. Now, what do you do when you have a healthy relationship with rejection and someone rejects your offer? You can dig even deeper and get value out of the rejection. Rejection can still be a gift. So when someone says, no, I don't want to attend the event, Speak Your Way to Cash Live, which, by the way, is the #1 event for speakers on the planet. There is no event that's like our event. Most of our stuff is proprietary, trademarked, and just totally locked down. But our event is literally starting with a dreamer's den. Where they do that at? Nowhere, but Speak Your Way to Cash. So all of you all watching, and most of you all watching actually are attending the event, but most of you all watching, most of you guys listening should be attending Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Hands down. Go to speakyourwaytocash.com/event if you get your ticket before October 15th. Other than that, ticket sales in. And you can get on the wait list for next year. So you can still go to that URL and get on the wait list for next year if you miss ticket sales. But let's say someone rejects the event. No, I'm not coming. Unhealthy relationship with rejection. I'm removing them from my email list. I'm not talking to them no more. Let me unfollow them on social media. That's unhealthy. Healthy relationship with rejection. Tell me a little bit more about why you're not coming. I see you're on our list. Did you see any value in what we would be covering at the event? Then they say, oh yeah, definitely. I just can't come because I'm busy that weekend. It's actually the same weekend as it actually is Sarah Jakes Roberts' Woman Evolve, which I love. I've actually attended that in the past. It's the same weekend. So they're like, no, I'm going to that. Okay, great. Well, because you get value out of it, but you're going to miss it. Every year at the event, we open up a few slots to work with us into 2022. We only open it once a year. So do you want to make sure that we at least keep you apprised of when we open our enrollment in our academy? Yeah. Please let me know. Okay, great. Okay, great. So now I know they want to work with me. They saw value in the event, but for the conflict, they would still be coming. And they just gave me an open invitation to invite them to work with us in 2022. They just can't make it at the event. Okay, great data. Now let's take it to a corporate example. I email a corporate decision maker. Let's say it's the director of sales at a large corporation, and I'm asking them, hey, I'd like to come in, or I'd like to invite you to our director of sales roundtable. It's coming up next week. I've invited 25 directors of sales to join me. You are one of them. It is totally free. Then they say, okay, no, remove me from your list. Yikes. Okay. Hey, I am happy to remove you from your list, and I'll do that today. I see that we're also connected on LinkedIn. If you don't mind, I'll remove you either way. I'll remove you either way. I won't email you after this. But if you don't mind, would you mind telling me what about my first email turned you off? It would just be really helpful to my development. Now, if they don't respond, it doesn't matter. I remove them from the list and I move on. But sometimes people have responded. And they're like, well, I didn't like how, it wasn't personal enough. I didn't know whether you were emailing me or if you were emailing 5,000 people at the same time. That's really good to know. Do you mind if I follow you on LinkedIn? I'd love to just stay connected there. No pressure. Yeah. Let's stay connected on LinkedIn. Great. Now I know, like their post, engage with them, follow up later. See, this is why when people say, Ashley, you're doing a good job, excellent. I love hearing that. That's great. You know what I mean? Like that makes you feel good. But there are some people that'll be like, I would have come, but I really didn't like how you said A, B, and C. Okay. Well, tell me what's A, B, and C? Because you gotta have that relationship with rejection. It can't be that someone can't do something now and then you write them off forever. You go drown their name in the mud, blah, 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 blah. No, not that big of a deal. Yes, let me know. I'm going to be at another conference. Awesome. Got you. So you really do want to make sure that your viewpoint is correct, that your viewpoint is correct, because if you can't view the rejection correctly, you will look at every person that rejects you or that rejects your offer as rejecting you as a person. And when someone rejects you as a person, it hurts your feelings. You can't make decisions right. All of this is just all a big problem. Number 2, you need discernment. To have a healthy relationship with rejection, you need discernment, because you need to know the difference between this person is not someone who can make a buying decision at all, and it is a total waste of my time. Like, this isn't going to work. Or this person is not ready right now. And if you don't have a healthy relationship with rejection, you will write off people that could be phenomenal clients of yours. They may not be great clients right now, but they may be great clients in the future. So what you need is discernment. You got to discern between, this person does not like being on my email list. They absolutely don't want to hear from me. They are not the right person to be here. We both need to cut ways. And this person just isn't ready right now, but we should keep talking. And I'll tell you, I have literally had clients that did not work with me right in the beginning for whatever reason, but they kept coming to all the lives. They kept listening to all the podcast episodes. And we had a particular client that started fundraising to get to Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Straight fundraising, like asking people to support. She ran a sale to get her ticket, like straight fundraising. Phenomenal. I've never seen anything like it. She like tagged me in the post. Hey guys, I need to get to Speak Your Way to Cash Live with Ashley Kirkwood. I need y'all to buy out this stuff ASAP so I can get my ticket. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you are not writing people off because of your own negative viewpoint about rejection. Like, you just can't handle no rejection ever. And to be clear, let me also be clear. I don't spend like, some people ask me questions like, how do you feel about when someone tells you no? And I'm like, now, I don't really think about, I have very limited like mental capacity up here. Like, I imagine my brain as being a block, right? I'm super smart. I have a lot of information in there. I have to make a lot of decisions day to day to day. But I understand that I have a limited, like, I cannot stew over every little thing. There are some things in your life that warrant a lot more attention than others. Your discernment will help you decide whether the thing that you are allowing to occupy space in your mental hotel need to be evicted, okay? Because honestly, we do not have unlimited capacity. We just don't, not as one person. And day to day, you make a lot of decisions. You think about a lot of things. You need to have an accurate viewpoint of what you're going to spend your time thinking about over and over and over again. So I'm going to give you some questions to help you to properly categorize your thoughts. 1, is this something that I can control on my own? Okay, easy question. Like, I'm hungry. Okay, I can control that. I can go get food. Easy. Harder question. Client no longer wants to work with us. Okay, I do not have 100% control over that. Did I do my best with the information that I had? Yes. Okay, I got to give it the 10 minutes and that's it. Make sure that they get everything they need. Make sure they don't owe us any money. Make sure they're not a risk or a liability in any other way. And then I have to move on. Another thing, this is a question that one of my friends from college gave me that has transformed the way I think about things, especially negative things. Will this matter in 5 years? Because let me tell you, our brains can be so deceiving in terms of what we make big deals in our lives, what we make mountains out of in our lives. You get rejected by a client on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. You're so upset. Oh, I can't send any more emails. Oh, this isn't working for me. Will it matter in 5 years? No, it won't. That one client, it will not matter in 5 years. It just won't. And to be honest, if it does, that is a bigger problem than the client rejecting you that one time. The truth of the matter is, guys, I do not spend a lot of time thinking about things or people that have rejected me. If I can learn from it in the moment or close in time to when it happens, I take the opportunity to learn from it. But after a decision has been made, I am not spending a lot of time thinking about people, things, and places that have said they do not want my presence. It doesn't make sense to. When I have so many people that want to work with me now and that are currently working with me, and I have so many people in the world that would want to work with me if they knew about me. And so my goal and my job is to overserve everyone who decides to work with me and to find and promote effectively my services so that I give everyone who needs to work with me an opportunity to do so. I am going to market and sell the way I need to market and sell to reach the people I need to reach. I don't want someone to miss an opportunity to work with me because they didn't know about me. But if they know and they decide to make a different decision, that one person, that one thing, that one company will not affect me. And it won't matter in 5 years. It is what it is. And the truth of the matter is, I only sell my services to people that need them. So if they decide not to work with me for whatever reason, I have done my best to make them an offer. That's on them. You too should have this viewpoint, because the truth of the matter is, if you're an integral person, you are only offering your services to people that need your services. I'm not doing people favors. I'm not handing out, they're not doing me a favor. You see what I'm saying? Like, your clients are getting a service from you that they need. And if you operate in integrity, and I'm going to assume y'all do, the Speak Your Way to Cash fam, we operate in integrity. So I'm going to assume that you operate in integrity. And the fact of the matter is, when you are offering your services, that's a service. It is helping them. And so if someone doesn't want a gift, if someone doesn't want to work with you, when you know that you are the right solution for them, it's on them. God bless them. Hope it works out. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So I am going to give it the mental space in my mental hotel that it deserves. I'm not going to allow it to stew there for day in and day out. I'm not. Because guess what, guys? You have 70,000 thoughts a day. For most people, the vast majority of those thoughts are negative. For me, I try to police my thoughts vigorously police my thoughts. So if a thought comes in, it's like, oh my gosh, I must be so bad. I must be doing this. It's not serving me. So I need to give myself a moment to breathe, feel what I feel, ask myself that question. Did I do the best I could? Was I operating in integrity? Will it matter in 5 years? No. And will it matter in 5 years? That's typically the last question, because that's the question I know I'm gonna be like, nope, it won't. Hurts now, won't hurt then. And the fact of the matter is, if you are consistent and deliberate and discerning, you can't lose anyways. You just can't. It's impossible. Consistency will always produce, especially when, let me be clear. Consistency will always produce either right or wrong. If you are consistently doing negative things, it will produce negativity in your life. But if you are consistently putting out positivity, working to make yourself better, you will get better. If you are consistently doing revenue generating activities like the ones we're teaching at Speak Your Way to Cash Live, you will make more money. Whether you make it today or whether you make it tomorrow or whether you make it next week, it is going to work out for you. Over the course of my decades living on this earth, I have learned that consistency always produces. When I was in law school, we had one test for the entire semester, and that test determined your grades. You want to know who typically failed? The people that waited to the last minute to study. You want to know who got all A's? Me. And what I did, I studied starting with the first week. The first week, I started studying every single day, not because I knew the test was coming around the corner, but because I knew that if I was consistent in the right direction towards the information that I needed, it had to produce. So while everyone else was wasting their time being negative, oh, this test's going to be so hard, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh my God, I hear law school's awful. I hear 20% of people fell out. I hear they only have 6 people to give A's to. I was writing down A's on my paper every single day. Whenever I had a negative thought that was like, you're not going to pass this test is going to be hard, it's not going to work out for you, you the only Black girl in the class, I would get a piece of paper, or I would get a receipt, or I would get a napkin. It did not matter what was around me. And I would write my name at the top. I would write all of my classes out, and I would write A's next to all of them. Because the thing that can drown out negativity is positivity. And sometimes you guys are being passive with your mindset. You're being passive with your thoughts. You're letting any and everybody take up residency in your mind, including people that do not help you to stay positive, friends that ain't accomplished nothing, family that is scared to do any and everything. So when you talk to them about leaving your job, they talking about a 401k, not knowing you don't even get a matching 401k at your job. So no, you cannot be a passive police officer over your thoughts. You're going to have to be active, and you're going to have to police your thoughts, because it's critical. Because guess what? Thoughts produce. They do. They do. There is nothing on this planet that did not start with the seed of thought. Nothing. There's nothing on this planet that did not start with the seed of thought. And so if you are not careful about your thoughts, then you're already giving yourself up to whatever happens. It's just too dangerous. It's too risky for me not to be careful about what I'm thinking, to not police my thoughts, to not be thinking appropriately day in and day out to the degree that I can control it. It's really important. More important than most of us give it credit for. It's so critically important. That's why we're starting this event off with a Dreamer's Den. Speak Your Way to Cash, please. We're starting with a Dreamer's Den. We have to. We have to. And I've never done it before. We've done 6 events. It's our first one starting off like this. And it's because I can now look at the data. Who's won? Who's done well? Who's done less than well? Who's done really good? Who needs a little bit of extra help? And what I've learned is it's mindset. It's mindset. So we have to start with that. We have to start with that. Now, to be clear, we have 13 modules that we're going to cover over 3 days at this event. It's going to be life-changing. If you are a speaker, thought leader, expert, anyone else, you need to get your ticket to Speak Your Way to Cash Live. But you have to start off with your thoughts. We've talked about your relationship with rejection, how to start getting a healthier relationship with rejection. 1 is your viewpoint, okay? 2 is discernment, all right? 2 is discernment. 3 is your thought processes. So you have to police those thoughts. You've got to police those thoughts. If you want to produce different, you got to think different. Literally, you've got to think different. From Amazon to Apple to the light bulb, everything started with a thought. It did. And I don't want you to ever undervalue the stuff that comes out of your mind. It's so critically important that you have the right viewpoint of that stuff. The stuff, right? Like the genius that comes out of your mind. So I don't want you to undervalue that, because that's critically important. And here's the thing, guys. Most people want more revenue. Nobody wants rejection. If you want more revenue, you're going to have to do new things. If you had all the revenue you wanted doing the things that you already do, then, God bless you, keep going, right? But if you want to increase, if you want to grow, if you want to shift, you're going to have to be okay with a little bit of rejection, walking in the deep. It's really important. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, look, I have this here. I have one of our Speaker Ready Cash boxes. My husband's literally upstairs now because UPS comes to our house tomorrow to pick up all the boxes for all the attendees of Speaker Ready Cash Live. But before we even do that, another big announcement, Speaker Ready Cash fam. The book, Speaker Ready Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market Instead of Working Your Way Up from the Bottom, which only Speaker Ready Cash can teach you, is now also available on Audible for pre-order. How dope is that? And before you ask, because I know I'm going to get questions, who read your book? I read my book. I read my audiobook. And what I will tell you is I went to the studio for like 2 weeks, went to Nashville, Tennessee, hung out in a really dope studio, even recorded a commercial while I was there because Chris and I are so extra. We love doing fun marketing stuff. So we recorded a commercial while we were there, and I recorded my own audiobook. So it is now available on Amazon for pre-order. Go buy the club up, okay? Go buy the audiobook. Go buy all the books. Buy the audiobook, pre-order the hardcover book, do all of that. And if you're attending the event, you're getting an advanced reader copy of my book. So y'all go review the book and pick up the Audible copy. We launched the book November 15th, but I need the Speaker Ready Cash fam to pre-order everything you can on Amazon so that we release, in a good way, a powerful way, at the top of the totem pole, whatever we need to do. All right. Here's the thing, guys. I made all the announcements I'm going to make. We did a little mindset masterclass tonight. We talked about rejection. If you have any questions at all, please put it in the Q&A box on Instagram. Oh yeah, our boxes are beautiful. And this is our workbook. So they're getting a book, a workbook, a journal. I've showed you all this stuff so many times. Like, it is a beautiful journal. We have all these different activities we're going to do over the 3 days. I mean, if y'all knew how anal I was about making sure my stuff was right, you would have already bought y'all tickets. So this is our journal, individually wrapped. This is how y'all are going to get it. It's gorgeous. We have like a little, and there's inspirational quotes in this journal. It is not just like lines of writing or whatever, because we don't do nothing normal over here. We just don't, right? So the journals are gorgeous, so gorgeous. So you can take your notes. And then you have a workbook in addition to the book. So the curriculum is in here for the workbook. And then you get my physical book. And I'm giving all of you guys hard copy covers of the Speaker Ready Cash book. She said, I can't wait. We cannot wait. UPS is literally coming by tomorrow. But for those of you who do not have your ticket, who's like, why should I come? What are we going to cover? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, y'all got to get your tickets by tomorrow night. There will be no extensions. We prepare so individually. I'm literally having my lead customer support associate make me a book with everyone's like face and all their questions and answers, so that a couple days before the event, I can go on my spa day and I can just read through all of you all's stuff. Like, I'm so ready for this. I'm literally getting it printed in color and everything. I'm so extra. And I want to be able to identify people's faces because it's a live event. This isn't one of those events where like, oh, it's live, I'm going to turn my camera off and listen in. No, you're not, because you won't be able to participate in the event. It's live, okay? Yes, look, I changed my whole approach after one session. Woo woo! I have had people send me testimonials about the pre-event stuff that you get as soon as you register. Like, as soon as you register, you get access to the pre-event prospecting party, the replay, because you missed it live. You missed the Q&As because you bought your ticket late. So to all y'all late people, child, y'all miss out doing stuff late. But the session, so we're starting off with we start off with the goal setting session on the first day, okay? And then we go into the Dreamer's Den, and we have a variety of activities we're going to do in that Dreamer's Den. Then we go into mastering the corporate landscape, then building your framework and positioning your solution for profit, pricing pathology, setting and framing your price to serve you and your clients. And let me just tell y'all this, so y'all can get a lens into how detailed the Speaker Ready Cash team is. We have over 200 slides to get through during the Speaker Ready Cash event. But because I'm anal and I've done this before, I ain't new to this. This is our 6th event. Okay, so I'm true to this. We had our graphic designer do the tedious work of, on almost every slide, putting the workbook reference number on the slide so that people know where in the workbook they should be taking notes during the whole event. I'm just showing showing y'all the level of detail that your girl had her team working on. Okay, back to all this stuff we're gonna do. Then we're having an exploding your brand with TV exposure. Now, this session is gonna be dope because I have landed on television several times. I'm gonna go on TV in a couple months. In March, that's my jam. I'm about to be all up on y'all TV screens, okay? Because it's Women's History Month and my book just released. And I am one of the only Black women that has a book on speaking that covers both the legal aspects and the professional speaking aspects. Like if you find another one, please let me know because I ain't seen her, okay? So we're blowing it up. Like we're blowing it up. We're going to be doing a television tour. I'm not hiring a publicist. I'm going to pitch myself because what I find is even if you hire a publicist, you do need to know how to do things yourself so that you can look at the pitches that people are sending out on your behalf and critique it. Because when I did hire a publicist, they were like, well, you're still building your brand. It's kind of hard to get you on TV. Meanwhile, I sent out a pitch on Wednesday night. And by the following Monday, I had landed 3 media features, 2 on NBC, NBC Universal, and then NBC5 Chicago, and then Fox 32. What was that, 5 days? It didn't take all day, but I know how to pitch myself. I understand the language to use to get producers excited about bringing me on, and I have a follow-up process. Please, shoot, y'all better get in this room. That's what I'm saying. Now, y'all who already got y'all tickets, high five to y'all because y'all gonna get that. Now, developing a hot list of future clients. Here's the thing. You need to know how to have a hot list. Not like you need a target list of people that you're going to one-to-one follow up with because you know that they are bomb. All right. So we have a whole session on how do you build up this hot list, who should be on it. Then, this next session, child, this is a good one. Assembling your 6-figure package. Grace is laughing at me. Assembling your 6-figure package. If you want to make $100,000 and I ask you, okay, great. If you were to meet the CEO of PepsiCo in a grocery store line and you overheard him talking and he was like, hey, send me your proposal. Our budget is $150,000. Would you be ready? Because one thing I know is once I started putting proposals together for $900,000, $200,000, $150,000, $70,000, people started coming to me who were able to pay those rates. And because I had a process and a proposal for it, I wasn't on the phone shaking, talking about, it's going to be $100K. And they asked for what? And I'm scared because they didn't, because here's the thing. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. Most people do not pitch at a high level because they're scared that their clients will actually inquire into what is included and they won't know what to say. And when you aren't confident in what you're doing, it becomes more difficult to sell it because you're afraid that you're going to get found out. But anything that is anything that cannot be inspected can't really be trusted. So you do want to know how to assemble a 6-figure package, what to say when they inquire into it, so that you're able to confidently sell those packages. Because let me tell y'all something. This is normal. Giving a company an invoice for $200,000, that's normal. People are doing it every day of the week, twice on the week. Like, this is normal stuff. This is not above you. You are not asking them to do anything transformative. Corporations pay big invoices all the time. This is normal. Now, what's not normal or what has not been normalized are people who look like me teaching you how to do it, or people who look like you getting comfortable sending it out all the time, or people who do it well, like revealing, taking back the veil so that you can see how they do it. But this is normal. You have to start to believe. Like, some of you right now are like, man, I'm trying to sell a $50 consult and ain't nobody buying. I can't imagine somebody spending $500,000 with me. And that's the problem. And that's why you need to be in the dreamer's den so you can start imagining it. Because guess what? Imagination is free. You could have a little dream about it tonight. And guess what? Nobody's going to arrest you for it. You should start imagining people writing you large checks. Not so that you can do some chant in the morning and then you get it in the afternoon, but so that you can start to believe that it's possible for you and your actions will align with your belief. There are people all over the world teaching you manifestation wrong. They're saying all you got to do is imagine it and it'll just come to you. You'll just attract it. You'll just lay in bed and somebody will wake you up with a big check. And maybe they will, but guess what? If they wake you up with a big check that you didn't know anything about, you wouldn't even know what contract to send them because you haven't prepared for it. So you could fumble that little miracle. You want to make sure that even if you get it easy, even if you attract it, even if it comes honest, even if someone hands it to you, you know how to steward it so that you're not a one-hit wonder. Because there's a lot of one-hit wonders. There's a lot of people who do it one time and can't repeat it. They don't have a process by which to do it. If they had to go and get $150,000 before the end of the year, they wouldn't even know who to start emailing. So you don't want to be like that. Okay. So you imagine it so that your muscles, your mental muscles, can start preparing your fingers for sending out what you need to send out. Okay. So y'all got me off track. I'm gonna blame y'all for that. Okay. But assembling your 6-figure package. Then we have a pitching to corporations with ease. So that's all about the email scripts, the things that you need to say, making sure all of that is in there. And then after that, what else we got on here? We got so much stuff on here. Oh, the language lab. Child, this is why people are coming to this event. You all signed up for this event. People are coming to this event because I have a way with words. You know what I'm saying? I have a gift for words. I understand the value of language. I understand the value of language. I understand the value of saying things in a way that people can see the value. All of you watching this, all of you listening to this in the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast family, all of you are valuable. Your issue is not that you're not valuable. Your issue is not that you're not good enough. You've started to believe that you don't have value. You may have started to believe the lie that you're not good enough. Your problem, which is a fixable problem, it is a skill that can be developed, is utilizing language so that your clients see your value. Okay? The way you get clients to see your value is language. It's the words that you say. It's the way that you present it. And guess what's great about this? This is a skill. This is a skill. It's a skill. And it's a necessary skill. I don't know what lies you've told yourself about sales and marketing, or what untruths you need to dismiss in your life about this. You know, there's all types of things out there like, oh, I don't want to be sold. I want to make my own decision. And I don't want to this. And I don't want to be a salesman. And I don't want to this. Dead all that. Let me tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is, if you cannot help people to see value, you're going to struggle in your life outside of your business. When I'm talking to my husband, my goal is to help him see the value of what I'm talking about. When I'm talking to my daughter, it's about helping her see the value of what I'm talking about. When I go and advocate for myself for a contract, it's about helping the other person see the value in what I'm talking about. And the tool that I utilize for that, the things that help me get them over the hump, are my words. Most of you, maybe if you struggle with sales, you struggle with language, period. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to say it. You're afraid to say it. You're a little timid about it. You have to perfect your language. Your language is powerful. Language is like one of the most powerful things. When you go to another country and you don't speak the language, you're at a huge disadvantage. Even if you can't, when you go to another country, we travel a lot. I went to Jordan in the Middle East. I went to Jordan in college, and I didn't speak Arabic. I don't speak Arabic. I speak I could say shukran. I don't even know what else I remember, but I know how to say that. You know what I'm saying? We took a language class so that we can learn 5 or 10 essential words so that we wouldn't be at a huge disadvantage. Because when you don't know the language and you are separated from people who do know the language, you are now in danger. Okay? And when you don't know the language and you're looking around, everybody else speaking the language, you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. Now you're getting a little bit scared. Now you're acting a little bit irrational. Now you're making decisions based on information that's not 100% accurate because you don't know what people are saying. That's an extreme example, but the same thing happens when you're trying to sell to corporations and colleges and you don't know the language. They're telling you no, you think no forever because you don't know the language. You don't know the lay of the land. You don't understand how things work. And so you're feeling like a fish out of water. But you still want the money from the market, so you got to learn the language. And not just learn it. You want to unlock serious revenue, you got to master the language. You have to master the language. Language is critical. So we're doing a language lab at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Then we're having a possibilities panel. I cannot wait for this. Dorianne, Kelly, Brittany, and Kevin will all be on the possibilities panel. It's going to be epic. We've literally had to rent 5 or 6 mics for this event just so that everyone had their own mic, because of COVID and all that stuff. Then we're going to do delivering an impeccable speech through storytelling. I'm so excited about this. But really, it's about story selling, and it's about your brand story. What is the story that helps clients to understand why you do what you do? It's great that you do it, but why do you do it? What's the connection story that you tell to people so that they understand why you do what you do? Like why it matters, why it's critical, why it's important. When was the moment that you decided this was the work you were going to commit your life to? You got to have a brand story for that, because at the end of the day, you're selling to people, not platforms. These are individual people. I don't care if it's the CEO of Amazon. I don't care who it is. It is a person. He's not Amazon. He is a person, not the platform. Amazon is the platform. He's the person. People buy from people. People buy from people they like. People buy from people they know. People buy from people they trust. But people trust people they connect with. Connection comes through story. I don't know if you all know this, but people remember things at a far higher level when you talk in stories, which is why I just told you the story about how he went to Jordan and how that relates to what we're doing now. Or I told you the story about me in law school earlier. Stories help people connect and relate. So we're going to do a storytelling session. And then we have an implementation secret session, putting it all together. That's going to be dope. Really just showing people the 2 ways they can implement this information and how they can have success either way. Look, whoo, y'all, I have been marketing this event for a while at this point, and we have made sure that every single person in my sphere knows that November is Speak Your Way to Cash month, okay? Like, I don't know what else is going on, but that's Speak Your Way to Cash month. And November 4th through the 6th is Speak Your Way to Cash weekend. We have rented out the hotel. We're the only event there. We done bought up 30, 40 of their rooms. They want to get some of their rooms back. I told them I'm going to need more rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, this event is epic. It really is. And it is transformative, and it's going to change your life. And we just added this bonus, such a dope bonus, where we did one-on-one implementation sessions with all of the guests. And that has been the most incredible, eye-opening bonus we've ever offered. Like, to talk to people one-on-one, to hear what they have going on, to see what they're doing in their lives and how we can help them. And it's like wild. It's been the joy of my life. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it. Like, it's been such a joy. It's been so dope. Like, they've been doing them with the client success leaders, myself and Chris, and people have just been, I've gotten testimonials and great things about everyone who's done a call. Life-changing stuff. And I talked to someone today and they were like, Ashley, I just want to thank you for the way you serve us. I want you to know it doesn't go unnoticed. They were like, you're like the Beyonce of this thing. And I had never been caught that. I was like, all right, girl, I'll take it. And one of the things she said to me, it was like the end of the call, and she was like, I just want you to know, I know this is going to change my life. I know this is going to change my life. I know it's going to change my life. And we do these affirmations at the end of the call. And it's like, these are our themes for the year. These are our themes for the year. You got to believe in yourself. You got to silence your doubt. You got to, we're going through the themes of the year. I can't give y'all all of it. Okay. And she was like, I just want you to know, I know this is going to change my life. She's like, I got chills right now. I know this event is going to change my life. I know it's going to change everything. And I started telling her, I was like, well, I got a client. She landed a $110,000 contract. And she, just like you, attended this event. That was her first step. Another client went from making 30 grand a year to making 30 grand for one contract, for 3 contracts with one company. One new client produced the same amount of money that she made in a year from speaking before. But she, like you, attended this event. Another client, never been paid to speak, attended the event, got her first paid speaking engagement. And she, like you, attended this event. Once you stop divorcing yourself from success, once you start to see there are a lot of people that are just like me that have taken the step to attend Speak Your Way to Cash Live and their lives changed. If all I did at this event was get you thinking about yourself differently, was get you believing in yourself at a deeper level, your life will change. Whether it changes immediately or in the future, it will change. If you see yourself differently, your life will change. That's it. That's all there is to it. There is no way that you're going to grow beyond your mindset. You're just not. And even if you do, it's hard to sustain that. If you do. How many celebrities, famous people, authors, actors, people have we seen that have never shifted their mindset, never appropriately dealt with their mindset, got a little bit of stuff, and later in life, it all went away? It happens. So that stuff catches up to you. Some of these things are just life principles, guys. You're going to need to take a step. And like I've said before, there are 3 phases of belief. The first one is it's happening for someone somewhere. So you have to believe that someone somewhere is landing 6-figure contracts. We do it, but obviously people know that. So assume like there are other people that do this thing too, right? It's happening for someone somewhere. First level of belief is just a consciousness that someone somewhere is doing this. Second level of belief, I'm going to invest time, money, or both into figuring out whether this is possible for me. This is the second level. Every single person who is attending Speak Your Way to Cash is in the second level of belief. Powerful level to be on. But it's also where a lot of people go to get stuck forever in the information loop, okay? So there's a third level of belief, and this is where the money resides. This is where I desire for every single client, attendee of mine, member of the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, member of the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. This is where I want you all to get to, this third level of belief. And that's the level where you're like, I know it's possible for me. And the way you can tell if you're at that level, because there's always evidence of the level that you're on. You're on the first level. If you've never invested any time or any significant money, really both, if you have not invested time and money into learning about the opportunity the speaking market has for your business, you're at you may not even be at the second level. You're going to have to invest time or money to get to that second level of belief. And that level is where you have to get to before you get to the third level of belief, which I know it's possible for me. The evidence of you being in this third level of belief, which is where the money resides, is you consistently taking actions over time towards the thing you said you want, towards the thing you said you believe in. So at this level, you're pitching yourself consistently. You develop a sales plan. You have a coach. You are working towards it on a consistent basis over time. We're not talking about 30 days. We're talking about 6 months to a year. Over time, you're committed to it because belief drives action. It is the foundation, the springboard of action. You do what you believe. Period. You do not do, like, what you say does not trump what you do. It's not about what you say you want. It's about what you act towards. That's what tells me what you really want, what you really believe, and what you're willing to do for it, and whether you'll get there, frankly, right? So we've talked about that before, guys. I just wanted to leave you guys with that. And here's the thing. This is like probably my final call to action. I really want you all to be at this event because I know something life-changing, earth-shattering is going to happen for every single attendee that shows up and gives it their all. I already know that. No doubt about that. You only have 24 hours to get your ticket, period. Tomorrow, ticket sales end. And let me say this. Not only do ticket sales end tomorrow, and when you go to that link after ticket sales end, you go to that link on Saturday, you are going to be redirected to our Speak Your Way to Cash Live 2022 page, which is already ready to go. It's on a timer. Like, we ain't playing that, oh, I got in after the deadline. No, you didn't. Baby, because them ticket sales are coming down. And I'm excited about it. Because once those ticket sales come down, now we're in go mode. We got 2.5 weeks until the live event. And I can focus solely on getting myself together, getting everything else together for the people who are coming VIP and the people who are coming virtually. We got our dress rehearsal date Wednesday at 6 p.m. We got all the flights booked for our volunteers. We're ready. We're locked and loaded. I got my spa day booked November 1st, baby. All day at the Peninsula Spa. Okay, I can't wait. I was like, all the services. I want a mani, a pedi, a facial, a massage. I want lunch in the lobby. Tell my girl Kim to have. I'm ready. Okay. Getting myself mentally prepared for what will be a life-changing weekend. So, do you believe or not? And if you believe, I'll see you at the event. If you believe this is the opportunity for you, if you believe speaking should be a revenue stream for yours, if you believe that you want a 5 or 6 figure contract, if you believe that you can do it, if you believe first in yourself and your ability to take action, I need to see you there. It's a no-brainer. Okay? No-brainer. I want to see you there. I want to see you at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. It is going to be the best experience of your year. Come. Okay? All right. I've already gone through the session. So if you missed what we're going to be covering and whether it's for you and all that, you got to rewind. You got to go back. But I'm stoked, y'all. I am so stoked about this. And I'm praying that this was helpful for you to really get that healthy relationship that you need with rejection so that you're able to go to new heights. And I'll see you guys at Speak Your Way to Cash Live.